What if I told you that one of the most common evening habits after the age of 60 could silently be damaging your brain, weakening your heart, and even shaving years off your life? I'm talking about something so simple, so overlooked that most people never stop to question it: poor sleep. For many older adults, tossing and turning at night feels like an unavoidable part of aging. You wake up at 2 a.m., glance at the clock, and wonder if you'll ever fall back asleep. You chalk it up to just getting older. But here's the truth: poor sleep is not just a nuisance, it's a hidden health risk, one that can accelerate everything from memory decline to heart disease. Hello, I'm Dr. William Harris, and for over 25 years, I've specialized in senior healthcare, working closely with patients who face the very challenges we'll be talking about today. I've seen firsthand how a lack of quality sleep doesn't just make you tired, it impacts your brain, your body, and your overall quality of life. In this video, I want to open your eyes to the silent dangers of poor sleep after 60. I'll explain why it happens, what it does to your body, and most importantly, the small steps you can take to reclaim restful, restorative nights. Because here's the good news: while sleep struggles are common, they are not inevitable. With the right knowledge and habits, you can protect your mind, strengthen your body, and even feel younger than you have in years. So, if you or someone you love has ever wondered, is it normal to sleep poorly after 60? Stay with me. The answer might surprise you. When you reach your 60s and beyond, sleep is no longer just about resting. It becomes one of the body's most critical repair systems. Yet millions of older adults silently suffer from poor sleep, thinking it's just a normal part of aging. The reality is far more concerning. Poor sleep after 60 is linked to some of the most serious health conditions we face in later life. 1. The aging brain and sleep. Studies show that adults over 60 who consistently sleep less than 6 hours a night have a 30% higher risk of developing dementia and Alzheimer's disease. Why? During deep sleep, the brain clears out toxic proteins such as beta amyloid that build up and damage brain cells. When sleep is disrupted, these proteins remain, creating the perfect storm for memory loss, confusion, and cognitive decline. Imagine your brain as a house that needs nightly cleaning. If the cleaning crew doesn't show up, dirt piles up day after day. Over time, the house becomes unsafe to live in. That's exactly what happens in the brain when deep sleep is missing. 2. The heart doesn't rest without sleep. The heart works 24/7, but it relies on sleep to regulate blood pressure and repair blood vessels. In fact, seniors with poor sleep patterns have up to a 48% higher chance of heart disease or stroke. Short, fragmented sleep keeps the body in a state of stress, pumping out cortisol and adrenaline, which raises blood pressure and strains the heart. For someone over 60, where arteries are already less flexible, this combination can be deadly. 3. The immune system weakens. Remember how quickly you could bounce back from colds in your 20s? After 60, the immune system naturally weakens. Add poor sleep, and your defenses drop even further. Research shows that people who sleep fewer than 5 hours a night are nearly 4 times more likely to catch infections. For seniors, that could mean longer recovery times and higher risk from even minor illnesses. 4. Sleep and blood sugar control. Another hidden danger: blood sugar. Poor sleep makes the body less sensitive to insulin, raising the risk of type 2 diabetes. For older adults, this is especially dangerous because it accelerates other age conditions such as nerve damage, kidney disease, and vision loss. 5. Mental health and loneliness. Finally, let's not forget emotional health. Seniors who don't sleep well are twice as likely to experience depression and anxiety. The endless cycle of "I can't sleep, so I feel tired and worried," which makes it even harder to sleep, can create profound loneliness and despair. I've seen many patients fall into this spiral, believing they'll never escape. Why this matters. When we talk about poor sleep after 60, we're not just talking about being groggy the next day. We're talking about accelerated aging, reduced independence, and lower quality of life. Sleep is the foundation. Without it, the risks of dementia, heart disease, diabetes, infections, and depression all multiply. But here's the hopeful side: these dangers are not permanent. Sleep can be improved, sometimes dramatically, by making targeted changes in habits, environment, and mindset. And that's exactly what we'll explore in the next part of this video. We've seen how dangerous poor sleep can be after 60. The good news is that there are proven, practical ways to turn things around. Let me share 5 powerful strategies that I've used with my patients over the past 25 years. Tip 1. Create a consistent sleep schedule. Why it matters. As we age, our natural circadian rhythm, the body's internal clock, becomes less stable. This makes it harder to fall asleep and stay asleep. Going to bed at random hours only worsens the problem. Example, I worked with a patient named Mary, 67 years old, who used to fall asleep in her recliner at 9 p.m., then wake up at 3 a.m., unable to go back to bed. By setting a consistent bedtime, 10 p.m., and wake up time, 6 a.m., within just 3 weeks, her body naturally adjusted and she reported the best sleep in years. The solution, go to bed and wake up at the same time every day, even on weekends. Over time, your brain begins to recognize these hours as your sleep window. Tip 2. Limit caffeine and alcohol in the evening. Why it matters. Caffeine blocks adenosine, the chemical that makes you feel sleepy. Alcohol, while it may help you fall asleep, disrupts deep sleep later in the night. Both are especially harmful after 60 when the body processes substances more slowly. Gentleman in his 70s swore he could drink coffee at 8 p.m. and still fall asleep. He was right. He fell asleep quickly. But what he didn't realize was that his sleep was shallow and he woke up 6 times a night. Cutting off caffeine after 2 p.m. transformed his rest. Solution, avoid caffeine after mid-afternoon and limit alcohol to 1 glass, or none, at dinner. Opt for calming herbal teas like chamomile or valerian root instead. Tip 3. Make your bedroom a sleep sanctuary. Why it matters. Seniors are more sensitive to light, noise, and temperature changes. A cluttered, uncomfortable bedroom sends mixed signals to the brain. Same example, one couple I treated lived next to a busy street. The husband always blamed his poor sleep on old age. When they installed blackout curtains and used a white noise machine, both of them started sleeping 2 extra hours each night. Solution, keep your room dark, cool, and quiet. Invest in supportive pillows and a mattress suited to your needs. Reserve your bed for sleep and intimacy only, not for watching TV or scrolling through your phone. Tip 4, stay active during the day. Why it matters. Physical activity helps regulate melatonin, the hormone that signals sleep. Without enough movement, the body doesn't earn its rest. But here's the key. Exercise should be gentle and consistent, not extreme. Example, a retired teacher, 72, told me she felt exhausted but couldn't sleep. When we added a daily 20-minute walk and light stretching in the afternoon, her sleep quality improved within 2 weeks. Solution, aim for at least 30 minutes of moderate activity, walking, tai chi yoga, or gardening most days. Avoid vigorous exercise right before bedtime as it can make you too alert. Tip 5, develop a relaxing pre-sleep routine. Why it matters. Think of bedtime as landing a plane. It requires a slow, steady descent, not a crash landing. A relaxing ritual helps signal to your brain that it's time to shift into rest mode. For an example, I often recommend patients follow the 30-30 rule. For the last 30 minutes before bed, dim the lights, turn off electronics, and do something calming, like reading, gentle stretching, or listening to soft music. One patient, James, began journaling every night about what he was grateful for. Not only did he sleep better, but his mood improved as well. Solution, create your own wind-down routine and repeat it nightly. Over time, your brain associates these activities with sleep, making it easier to drift off. These 5 strategies may sound simple, but together they can transform the way you sleep. You don't need to implement them all at once. Start with 1 or 2 and gradually build your own healthy sleep routine. Let me share the story of one of my longtime patients, Robert. Robert is 68 years old, a retired engineer who spent most of his career working long nights on projects and living off coffee and deadlines. When he retired, he thought his biggest challenge would be staying active, but what he didn't expect was that his lifelong sleep struggles would get worse. When Robert first came to see me, he said, "Dr. Harris, I just can't sleep anymore. I go to bed at midnight, I wake up at 3 a.m., and then I spend the rest of the night staring at the ceiling. I'm tired all day, I forget things, and I feel like I'm losing myself." He wasn't exaggerating. His blood pressure was rising, he had developed early signs of type 2 diabetes, and his wife noticed his memory lapses were becoming more frequent. Robert had started to withdraw socially, he skipped family gatherings because he felt too exhausted, and he admitted he sometimes worried he was on the road to dementia. But here's the turning point. We didn't use sleeping pills. Instead, Robert committed to the small, consistent changes I shared earlier. He created a strict bedtime of 10:30 p.m. He stopped drinking coffee after noon. He made his bedroom cool and dark. He started taking short walks every morning with his wife, and perhaps most importantly, he developed a new evening ritual, listening to soft classical music while doing gentle stretching. After just 6 weeks, Robert came back to my office and said something I'll never forget. Dr. Harris, I feel like I have my life back. I'm sleeping 6, sometimes even 7 hours without waking up. My memory is sharper, my energy is higher, and my wife says I smile more now than I have in years. That's the power of sleep. Robert's story is not unique. I've seen hundreds of seniors reclaim their health simply by respecting the importance of restorative rest. So now I want to bring you into the conversation. If you're watching this right now and you've ever experienced nights like Robert, waking up at 2 or 3 a.m., struggling to fall back asleep, I want you to know you're not alone. Thousands of people your age are facing the same battle. Do me a favor, if this resonates with you, type the number 1 in the comments below. It helps me know how many of you are struggling, and it lets you connect with others who are going through the same thing. Also, tell me in the comments where you're watching from, for whether it's the US, Canada, Europe, or anywhere else in the world. I love knowing where this community is growing, and it helps me create content that's more tailored to you. Remember, this isn't just a lecture. This channel is about building a community of people over 50 and 60 who want to live healthier, longer, and happier lives together. When you comment, share your experiences, and interact, you're not just helping yourself, you're helping someone else who might be reading and feeling less alone. That's Robert's story, and maybe it will be yours too. Change is possible, even if you've struggled for years. So let's take a moment to recap what we've learned today. First, poor sleep after 60 isn't just an inconvenience, it's a serious health risk. It can affect your memory, your heart, your immune system, and even your mood. Second, there are clear, actionable steps you can take to reclaim restorative sleep. Stick to a consistent sleep schedule. Limit caffeine and alcohol in the evening. Transform your bedroom into a sleep sanctuary. Stay active during the day to help your body earn rest at night. Adopt a calming pre-sleep routine to prepare your mind and body for rest. These are not complicated or expensive changes, but they are powerful. Small, consistent actions create lasting results. Just like Robert, you can feel sharper, stronger, and more energetic when you commit to respecting your sleep. Now, here's my encouragement for you. Don't wait until poor sleep steals more of your health. Start tonight. Choose one of these tips and put it into practice. You might be surprised at how much difference even a small change can make. Before you go, I'd like to invite you to become part of this growing community. Subscribe to this channel, hit the notification bell, and share this video with a friend or family member who might be struggling with sleep. Together, we can spread knowledge and support one another in living healthier, longer, and more fulfilling lives after 60. And don't miss the next video where I'll reveal 5 foods men over 60 must avoid immediately. You won't want to miss it. Until then, remember this: good sleep is not a luxury, it's a necessity, and it's never too late to reclaim it.